Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Everything with Alina. On today's episode, I will be discussing the MLB 2025 All-Star Game and Home Run Derby. So, a little bit about this if you have no idea what this is. The All-Star Game is during the MLB, Major League Baseball, break. This break is usually in mid-July. It signifies half of the season being done. Like I mentioned before, each team plays a total of 162 games. So this is like right in the middle. So also during the All-Star break, the Home Run Derby happens and the All-Star game and then the Celebrity All-Star game. So this year, the All-Star game is taking place on July 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so 5 p.m. if you're on the West Coast like me. You can watch it on Fox. This year's game takes place at Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves. And there are two teams, the American League and the National League. These can be shortened for AL and NL. So it's like AL East, AL West, AL Central, that type of thing. If I get any of these players' names wrong, please, I'm sorry, but here are the starters for the American League. Catching is Cal Raleigh from the Seattle Mariners. First base is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from Toronto. Second base is Gleyber Torres, Detroit Tigers. Third base is Junior Caminero, Tampa Bay Rays. He wasn't originally in the lineup. He wasn't originally chosen, but he's now going to be replacing the person prior, either due to they're not eligible to play or they're not, or if they got hurt or suspended, anything like that. Shortstop is Jacob Wilson from the Athletics. Now, with Jacob Wilson, we don't know if he's going to actually play in the home run. We don't know if he's actually going to play in the All-Star game because he did get injured during the game. He got hit by pitch on the wrist, so we don't know if he's going to be the starter, but as of right now, he is. These next three are outfielders. Aaron Judge, Yankees. Riley Green, Detroit Tigers. Javier Baez, Detroit Tigers. Their DH, or designated hitter, is Ryan O'Hearn, Baltimore Orioles. Next for the American League are the reserves. The reserves are basically people that they can end up switching. Originally catching, it was Cal Raleigh. Mid-game, let's say 5th inning, because they usually don't have these players play the full game. So like they're take out Cal in the 4th inning and they're going to put this new guy into play for the rest. So it's got people who are eligible to play and who are still called all-stars. So for catching is Alejandro Kirk, Toronto Blue Jays. These next ones are infielders, so it's either first base, second base, third base, shortstop. Jonathan Aranda, Tampa Bay Rays. Alex Bregman, Boston Red Sox. Jazz Chisholm Jr., Yankees. Brandon Lowe, Tampa Bay. Jeremy Pena, Houston. I don't think he's going to end up being in the All-Star game because he did get injured. Next is Bobby Witt Jr., Kansas City. Isaac Paredes, Houston. And Zach McKinstry, Detroit. Isaac and Zach are both now playing because due to injuries or people who aren't playing anymore. They're added into it. These next three are outfielders, so either left field, right field, or center field. Byron Buxton, Minnesota Twins. Stephen Kwan, Cleveland Guardians. Julio Rodriguez, Seattle Mariners. And the DH, Brent Rooker, Oakland Athletic. Next are the starting pitchers. Hunter Brown, Houston Astros. Chris Bubic, Kansas City. Garrett Crochet, Boston Red Sox. Next, for more pitchers, include Jacob deGrom, Texas Rangers. Max Fried, Yankees. Yusei Kikuchi, Angels. Tarek Skubal, Detroit. Shane Smith, White Sox. Brian Wu, Seattle. Joe Ryan, Minnesota Twins. Joe Ryan is now added into it, taking the place of someone else. And for relief pitchers, for the American League include Aroldis Chapman, Red Sox, Josh Hader, Houston, and Andres Munoz for Seattle Mariners. So those are all the players that you might see playing the game if you were to watch it, who most likely will play and will either pitch one at bat or an inning or something like that. Now, for the National League, we have the starters. The starters are catching, Will Smith, Dodgers. First base, Freddie Freeman, Dodgers. Second base, Ketel Marte, Arizona Diamondbacks. Third base, Manny Machado, San Diego Padres. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor, New York Mets. These next three are outfielders. Ronald Acuna Jr., Atlanta Braves. Pete Crow Armstrong, Chicago Cubs. Kyle Tucker, Chicago Cubs. DH, or designated hitter, is, of course, Shohei Ohtani, LA Dodgers. Now, the reserves. Catching, Hunter Goodman, Colorado Rockies. These next couple are infielders. Pete Alonso, New York Mets. Ellie De La Cruz, Cincinnati Reds. Brendan Donovan, St. Louis Cardinals. Matt Olson, Atlanta Braves. Eugenio Suarez, Arizona Diamondbacks. The next are going to be outfielders. Corbin Carroll, Arizona Diamondbacks. Kyle Stowers, Miami Marlins. Fernando Tatis Jr., San Diego Padres. James Wood, Washington Nationals. And DH, Kyle Schwarber, Phillies. Starting pitchers include Matthew Boyd, Chicago Cubs. Mackenzie Gore, Washington Nationals. Clayton Kershaw, LA Dodgers. He was a legend pick. Basically, a legend pick is somebody who's like such an iconic player, to put it in basic words, or such a known player on a team. So like in a couple of years, it might be Aaron Judge when he's not as good as he is now, kind of like Clayton Kershaw. It's like you have to put him in because he might be a Hall of Fame. Like he's that player. He's a legend, basically. Next are Freddie Pilata, Milwaukee Brewers. Robbie Ray, San Francisco Giants. Chris Sale, Atlanta Braves. Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh Pirates. Logan Webb, San Francisco Giants. Zach Wheeler, Philadelphia Phillies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto from the LA Dodgers was originally going to be in the All-Star game as a starting pitcher, but unfortunately he is not eligible because he is pitching on Sunday and the rotation, and it just doesn't let him pitch. So that's really sad. But so somebody will be in his place of pitching, but he's still considered an all-star. In Andrew Abbott, Cincinnati Reds, he might be taking place of Yamamoto, but he is taking the place of somebody in the All-Star game. Relief pitchers include Jason Adam, San Diego Padres. Edwin Diaz, New York Mets. Randy Rodriguez, San Francisco Giants. Robert Suarez, San Diego. Trevor McGill, Milwaukee. Trevor and Robert are both taking the place of someone. And also, what I wanted to mention, that is the full lineup of the people that you will see in the All-Star game. But there is still a lot of changes going on, even though the game is on Tuesday. There's still a lot of changes because some players are getting hurt, because they were announced like last week. So in those 2 weeks, a lot of people can either get hurt, get sick. There's so many factors that could affect this All-Star game. So if you don't see somebody I named here, they probably got switched out or they were ineligible to play. So next going on is the Home Run Derby. The Home Run Derby is basically they get 8 players who just have to hit as many home runs as they can in 4 minutes, and it's this little bracket, and then one guy is named the Home Run Derby champion of the year. Last year, it was Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers, and the year before that, it was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. from the Blue Jays. So there's 8 players, and we currently know 7 of them. Yes, you may be thinking, who's that last 8 player? As when I'm filming this right now, not even I know. So I will I will post something about it that this person is going to be in it, because I really don't want to spread false information to you guys. So on the home run derby, it's going to be Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Braves. He has 11 home runs. Cal Raleigh, he has 36 home runs, and he's with the Seattle Mariners. James Wood from the Washington Nationals currently has 24 home runs. Byron Buxton from the Twins has 20 home runs. O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates has 16. Junior Caminero from the Rays has 22. And this one was barely announced this morning, actually, is Brent Worker from the Athletics, and he currently has 19 home runs. Since we don't know who the 8th player is in this, out of my predictions right now, I think Cal Raleigh. Because he's just been doing so good. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of him or the team he's on, but he's been doing pretty well with his 36 home runs. And if he's got 36 going into the break, then what's 36 times 2? That's what they probably say he's going to get at the end of the season. So I think Cal Raleigh or Acuna Jr. is going to win the home run derby. But going back to my predictions for the All-Star game, I think the American League is going to win just because of some key players that I wanted to mention. Obviously, we have Aaron Judge. He is a good outfielder. He's a good hitter. We don't talk about him fumbling the ball at the World Series in the 5th inning of Game 5. We don't talk about that. He's a good player. I think he can get solid on base. And then also we have Cal Raleigh, and he's been hitting some home runs. So I do think the American League has some. I feel like they have a little bit more oomph. And like they have Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's good. He can like steal bases. He can do that. J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, he's really good. And our pitching is also so good. Like Garrett Crochet for Boston, amazing. And Joe Ryan, amazing. Hunter Brown, like we have so many ones. Whereas like the starters, not to get controversial, but like Freddie Freeman and Will Smith, I feel like they either hit home runs or they do absolutely nothing. And I feel like that's what a lot of the National League is. They either do so amazing or they do nothing at all. I totally remembered this. If you were like listening to me naming these people and you're like, damn, there's a variety of teams, the All-Star game is also a way for, but every team sends somebody to the All-Star game. It might be just one person, it might be 5. Detroit brought so many along, but the Marlins had one, and the Rockies had one. Every team is being in it, so no team's feeling really left out. And that's also what the All-Star game is. It's just to come together and play a game. And so I do think the American League is going to win. What do I think the score is going to be? I don't know. I'll update you. I think it's probably going to be like 3-1 American League. But then if the Braves, okay, here's my conspiracy theory. If they're playing at the stadium of the Atlanta Braves, because the Atlanta Braves is a National League team, what if the National League wins? Because it's like in the fix. Because last year it was at Texas and the American League won. No, never mind. That doesn't make sense. Because before that, it was at Seattle, and Seattle was an American League, and the National League won. So actually, I'm just lying. So don't believe me right there. But I do think that the American League is gonna win. So, anyways, that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about today. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please like, comment, like, and subscribe. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys. Bye.